said you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick coming live from the facilities of Pittsfield Community Television and the home of WTVR 89.7 FM. Today I want to talk about unfortunate situations within agencies and how much those unfortunate situations affect people. And as I get going, you gotta understand what I mean. When, especially in a foster care situation, it is very hard to get people to foster and, for that matter, take care of the disabled in general, never mind the foster care situation. And because of situations that the state puts them in, puts people in, and so many unfortunate situations, we are losing by the day in some cases many good people who want to be able to take care of people and they can't for whatever reason. Although the caregivers mean well, it's just due to circumstances that is unfair at times. But that is why when you've got people, me personally, I've got good people taking care of me right now, and I'm very fortunate to be in a situation where I'll be quite honest with you. And I'm not saying this to be rude. Most of my staff, when you come right down to it, they don't care what the state says. I mean, they care as far as legal reasons and stuff like that. But as far as everything else they want, they don't care. They say you can't do this with Brian because that's unprofessional. And most of my staff actually say, you know what? I don't work for you, I work for Brian. So when those situations happen, it's a very unfortunate situation, and you know, the disabled community and the foster care system's hard enough to deal with. The system does not need to make it harder, and the punishments do not need to get placed in a worse. They do not need to get harder. Just finding people to do it is hard enough, and finding good caring people to do it is just not the easiest thing in the world to do. We all make mistakes, but just a desire to do it should mean something, and we should be able to overlook situations and just call tragedies what tragedies are, and they're just tragedies. Nobody needs to necessarily get in trouble for anything. You know, nobody really needs to get in trouble when a tragedy happens. And let's say a baby dies or something. When a tragedy like that happens, nobody needs to get in trouble for it. It just happens, you know, especially at a young age, when babies get sick and stuff like that. They just get sick, you know, and things happen. But somebody doesn't have to go to jail for it all the time. Somebody doesn't have to be accused, meaning somebody doesn't have to be, the situation don't have to change for the rest of their life because of a situation like that. It's bad enough that the situation has to happen, but when it does, don't make it worse than what it needs to be. That's why right now I don't like the justice system, especially now, because I've seen cases like this, and I've heard about cases like this, and I'm real close to one. But, you know, things like this happen, and it's just an unfortunate situation. And one of the things that Wheeling the Pathway to Life is going to do is try to make changes to situations like that, so that people with disabilities in the foster care system or in the adoption system have a safe place to go with people that care about them. And when situations like this happen, it's impossible to tell if they're going to actually be safe, because the people in charge of watching them, meaning Department of Children and Family, I question whether or not the agency in and of itself is safe, but I especially question the fact for disabled people, is that safe for them to be involved with an agency if the agency doesn't do the oversight they're supposed to do? And that's why I'm so lucky to have the parents I did when I was a kid, because I was never put into the foster care system. Way back in 1976 when I was a kid, there was no choice to go in the foster care system. It was either institutionalized or institutionalized and put kids in the corner and I'll say the heck with them and possibly feed them once a day or something, or twice a day or 3 times a day, and change them, and that's it. The clients were staring at full walls all day, or the clients of the kids were staring at walls all day and no interaction, very minimal interaction, and most of the interaction, unfortunately, in a school called Belchertown was abusive. And, you know, when cases like this case that I know about happen, that makes me think about how lucky I am and being in the position I'm in and knowing how bad the situation could have been had I not had the parents I have now. So, be lucky you have, be lucky, I'm lucky, you should be lucky if you have competent staff. Try not to give them a hard time. Give them a hard time in fun. But I know situations can be tough for you as a disabled individual. Believe me, I know that for a fact, because I have difficult situations. But don't take it out on the staff. Actually, be kind to them and appreciate them as much as you can. Don't let them take advantage of you, but appreciate them as much as you can. And God forbid, like in my situation, this is kind of a joke, but this is kind of a serious thing too. You don't want to appear like you have. You want to be friendly with everybody, but you don't want to appear like you have friends, per se, because in your PCAs, because the first thing the agency is going to say is you favor one over the other. And my answer to that is, if you don't favor one over the other, you're not human. Everybody has favorites. Everybody has situations when they're more comfortable with one person over the other. So if that's the case, then, you know, if that's the case, leave them alone. As long as they're not making fun of them or causing them a problem doing their job. People can like other people. You know, some people don't like what I'm saying right now, especially agencies. But as one of my BVA says, and I say all the time, this show is not to please everybody. This show is to say the things and mean the things that I say. And if you have any challenges to what I say, especially today, you can get a hold of me at Wheeling the Pathway to Life. Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com. And I don't mind having a spirited debate with you. As a matter of fact, I don't mind having a spirited debate on the air. All right? But I will not be mince words on what I'm saying just to make people feel more comfortable about what I'm saying. If you don't like it and you want to discuss it in a professional and understandable way and not screaming at each other, I don't mind having a debate with you. But the minute you turn my statements on me and saying I'm wrong, I shouldn't be saying this, well, under the Constitution of the United States, we have freedom of speech, and I will act on that freedom of speech. Anybody that says they don't have freedom around here, people twist things. My goal is to get people to listen to the truth, and I'm gonna be the one to tell you the truth. And if every agency that I talk about turns on me and says they don't like me, as long as they don't discriminate against me for what I say, I'm going to continue to say what I say. And as long as they know it's my opinion and I'm saying it the way I feel, they have no say over what I say or who I say it to. If people don't like me, that's how it is. Join the club. Because people with disabilities and physical challenges have a voice. And I'm here to tell them and to tell myself I can speak however and whatever I'm feeling at the moment, as long as I do it respectfully, as long as I do it with compassion and understanding and listening to other people's situations, that's what I'm gonna do. And in this situation, in these situations where I feel it's unfair, I'm gonna say it's unfair. I will have a spirited debate with the mayor anytime. We're not going to agree on everything. We're not going to see eye to eye on everything we do, or with the police chief or the city council, but that's how you get things done. Talking to people, figuring out different ways to do things, get people's differences of opinion. And that includes the disabled community. And when we come back, I will continue the conversation and give you more examples of what I'm talking about. Thank you.
You're the God of this city. You're the King of these people. You're the Lord of this nation. You are. You're the light in the darkness. You're the hope to the hopeless. You're the peace to the restless. You are. There is no one like our God. There is no one like you, God. Greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. You're the Lord of creation, the creator of all things. You're the King above all kings. You are. You're the strength in our weakness. You're the love to the broken. You're the joy in the sadness. You are. There is no one like our God. There is no one like you, God. Greater things yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. As glory shines
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brian Fitzpatrick coming back to you live from the facilities of Pittsburgh Community Television and W 89.7 W 99.7 the Pittsburgh Community Radio. What I was saying before, yes, I'm passionate about it, but I'm passionate about it for a reason, because all I hear all the time, even today meaning today, the way society is, oh, handicapped people can't do much of anything. What are they able to accomplish? And I'll tell you what, they can accomplish anything they want to. Because they can you pull out for a second, please. The chair you're looking at right now is a tool. That is not who I am. Who I am is inside of my body. It's not the physical appearance and the way I move around and stuff like that. Physically, I can't do much, but mentally, I can do everything. Mentally, I know right from wrong. I know when situations are as bad as they are. As a matter of fact, I know bad situations more than anybody in some cases. Okay, Kelsey, you can go in. If you see me out in public, one thing I ask, and one thing I ask for everybody out there, do not treat them like they don't know what they're talking about, or because of their appearance, you know, don't treat them like they don't exist. And especially, I had to deal with this today from my exterminator. And last night and today, from my exterminator that comes to the house, because their staff likes to talk to my staff more than me. Okay. Are my staff the ones that pay the rent? Many of you would say yes, because they're taxpayers and stuff like that. But my question to you is their name on the lease? Yes, I get help with the house. I get help with my finances. But at the end of the day, I'm responsible for what goes on in the house. Yes, my sister makes sure I got money, make sure my bills are paid, but at the end of the day, my name's on the checks. So I am responsible. So if you ever see me out in public, Don't talk over me. Talk to me. Don't talk by me. Because most disabled people, I'm not gonna say most, because I know a lot of people that do, some disabled people have been put down so much. They are so sick of being put down that they don't wanna say the things I'm saying because it's gonna cause a problem with the people talking to them, that it's gonna cause them more stress than letting the people that are trying to help them take over for them. I'm telling those people that think it's easier to let people take over for them. Who is it easier for? Them or you? It's easier for them because they do it the way they want to do it. Not necessarily easier for you because they're not doing it the way they should be doing it. And that is the way you want it to be done. There are difficulties, there are challenges about communicating with a handicapped person. That's part of life. Every one of the people I'm talking to today, including those people in wheelchairs and have physical disabilities, they have challenges too. We all have challenges. Challenges are not an excuse to be not human. And I am sick and tired, even in the government, of not having human people. You know, I mean, yes, the government's got to spend a little money for people with disabilities. So what? So what? Everything's gonna get fixed somehow. You're getting the money through taxes. You're raising up prices for everything else. Eversource is getting ridiculous with power and stuff like that. Put it towards something. Put it towards somebody with a disability. Do something positive for people with disabilities. Don't just try to rake people over the coals and say, prices are going up because of this and prices are going up because of that. Put it to some use. Let's not fight ridiculous wars and stuff that I know business getting into, because we got enough of a challenge right here in the U.S. In Pittsfield, Massachusetts, we have the same problems as everybody else. I will tell you, with every part of my being, stations like this and opportunities like this to be able to talk and to be able to share things with your community that you live in will continue as long as I'm alive. Because I will fight tooth and nail to keep everything alive as it is right now. And I will say the things I need to say to get it done. and I will call any mayor or any police chief or any fire chief to tell them what I think about what they're doing. I will even go to Washington, D.C. if I have to fight for challenges that I feel are worth fighting for. Because if nobody else will, somebody's gonna do it. And the nation of people with disabilities is getting larger. Every one of you people that I'm talking to is going to get disabled at one point or another. Disability is being unable to do something, and everybody has a disability in some ways or another, some way or another, because everybody can't do everything. And there's only one person that was on this earth that could do everything. And until he comes back, we just gotta be the way we are, and we just gotta continue forward. So everybody needs to, I'm gonna say, put up or shut up, do something or not do something, but don't complain for the people that are, and don't complain about the people that are fighting for things that they shouldn't be fighting for. Because if you do that, I as one person will, say, I will challenge any person that says that. You can say what you want. Alright? But that is not going to stop me from doing what I believe in and doing what I want to do in life. Because we only have one life, and I've got situations and everybody's got situations. It's the way we deal with those situations is the most important part. And Kelsey, I'm going to ask you to back up one more time. And I do not let this wheelchair define me. This wheelchair is a part of me, but it does not define who I am. Who I am is Brain Fitzpatrick, age 49, almost 50. But I will continue to fight and advocate for people even when I am 50. So what you're seeing today is not going to stop until the day I can't do it no more. I need people behind me and people that will stand up behind me and work with me to fight with me, not against me. If I have more people, we can do a lot more things. But I will get what I can do by myself if I need to. But the reason why I'm doing this show is to show you that people like me can get things done. And you can go back and go. And we matter just as well as the quote-unquote able-bodied people. All right? And to wrap up this discussion today for the last couple minutes, I want people to realize, too, and I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Every single person, whether they're able-bodied or not, has a disability as far as not being able to do something. So everybody has something they can't do. And depending on what it is, that can be disabling in some aspects. They need help doing things. If we treat people like we need help, if we treat people like, I can do this, I can help them with this, maybe they can help you with whatever you need to. Yes, I'm gonna say something. I had a PCA today. My seatbelt fell off my chair. Alright? But she was mechanical enough to be able to put the seatbelt on. Is she supposed to be doing things mechanically? No. But if she didn't, I would have to call the fire department to do it. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a safety thing. And PCAs and caregivers are supposed to do safety things. And they, more importantly, they are supposed to care about what they do. And if there's a potential of me falling out of a chair, and because I don't have a seatbelt on or something, then if somebody left, and not worried about putting a seatbelt on, if I fell, yes, it wouldn't have been their responsibility because the seatbelt was broken, but it is their responsibility if they know about something and don't do something about it. So for those people that say mechanics are not PCA jobs, I mean, fixing wheelchairs is not a PCA job. Well, I beg to differ. It is a PCA job because if something happens that is unsafe for the client, either the client's gonna have a problem, or either the PCA is gonna get in trouble, or even more importantly, the PCA is gonna feel bad because they didn't try and do something they should do. So I'm not recommending the PCAs get themselves in trouble by doing things that they don't feel comfortable with, or telling them the agency, telling the agencies telling them that they shouldn't be doing it. Use your own judgment and figure out if you can do something, do it, because it could mean a better quality of life and keeping people safe. For the people, keeping the people safe you work for and making their life easier, instead of living by an agency telling them legally you could get in trouble. Let me tell you something. If a client dies or a client gets hurt, it ain't gonna matter what happens because the client is dead or the client gets hurt or something like that. But if you take the risk possibly losing your job or something, at least you can sleep at night and say you tried to help somebody. So I challenge agencies to back off of the rule as far as don't attempt to do anything because you may hurt somebody. If you don't attempt to do something, you may you would feel worse if you didn't try to do something than you would if you did. Try to do something, you can't do something. Now, in the last few minutes, I'm going to clarify something. Because of my condition, and because of my spasticity, I do not recommend trying to get me out of the house by one person. That is not you deciding that you're not going to do something. That's me deciding in reality, I know one person is not going to be able to get me out of the house. So that's just the reality of the situation. That changes with everybody. So find out what your client wants to do and find out what your protocol is. Don't do something you shouldn't. Don't do something you shouldn't do, but follow the rules, but rules are meant to be broken and adjusted to the client's needs. If an agency tells you, don't be social, don't be friends with a client, tell them, ask them this way, do you have friends at work? And they say yes. Well, I have a friend in the client I work with. And whether you're gonna, if you tell me not to, I have the right to be a friend to the client. And if I want to be, I will be. And that's it. As long as it doesn't violate privacy laws or goes further than it should go, it doesn't mean it's going to turn into a relationship. We're talking about friends and friends only. But you can't tell anybody, I can't tell anybody to be my friend, but an agency can't tell my friends not to be my friends because they don't feel comfortable with it. Just like my staff can't tell me who to have over and why I need to have somebody over, or what, under what criteria I can have somebody over. You know, it's not, I don't play that game, and neither should anybody else, including the agencies, shouldn't be saying it at all. Now, if the state wants to argue with me and say there's rules and regulations, I understand all that. But what I'm saying today is some of the rules and regulations go too far. And people get hurt, and people who are doing this type of work and helping people out to make their life better are getting hurt and chastised for what they're doing and for what they're doing for other people. And some people are actually getting out of the business getting out of the caregiving business because the rules are getting too bad. And before I start losing good people at the bad, I'm gonna say something. I'm going to fight to keep as many good people out there in the community, helping other people as I can. And I'd just like to say, to those people that are feeling frustrated and feeling like nobody's paying attention, on behalf of me and my mission with Wheeling the Pathway to Life, I hear you. I know who you are. I don't know who you are personally, but I know several cases where I'm working on situations. And if you ever need my help in fighting cases where you've been wrong before, or need somebody in my situation to stand up for what I believe in and what you're trying to do as a caregiver and explaining your situation to the best of my ability and try to help you. I will be glad to do it, even though I can't necessarily get into legal matters. I can get into what's right and what's wrong as a human being. And anybody needs my help in discussing cases that they've been through, that's fine. We can do that. As a caregiver and as a individual that's receiving care. Because, believe me, it's equally as tragic what's going on out there in the world today, especially with people trying to help. And because of the way the state is and the federal government is, the people like me are suffering because there's not too many good people out there. There are good people out there, but they're few and far between, and they're few and far between, to be honest and to be transparent in what they're meaning to do and why they're meaning to do it. And situations are taking those people away. And I'm trying to tell you, the state and the federal government need to look at that and make changes to that so we can keep the good people, and do something with the bad people. Now, I know I gave you a lot of information that you're gonna have to go back and look at. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Pittsfield Community Television. If you go to Pittsfield TV, Pittsfield Community Television, you'll find, or you go to Access Pittsfield, you can see a rerun of this show and many other shows. In closing, I would just say, if you have anything you want me to discuss, to fight for you, to demonstrate what good in society a disabled person is doing. Let me know by getting a hold of me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. That's wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. And with that, folks, again, that's wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. And I will get back to you on the email, but I am severely backlogged at this point, but I will get back to you. I just gotta go through it one situation at a time, but I will get back to you and listen to your stories and listen to your circumstances. Thank you. Have a great afternoon, and see you next week.
Can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. 'Cause when the spirit's moving, His will be done. You can bury the workman, but the work will go on.